afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. My name is Marva B. I am the CEO and founder of Black Link Magazine, and we are everywhere. We are so excited to be at the Mother's Day Fashion Weekend with Mr. John Blassingame. We're so excited to be here. We have Mr. Shaheed, the filmmaker out of Newark, New Jersey. Shaheed, how you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for having me on your show.
Absolutely. And thank you for being here. Thank you so much. What we would like for you to do now is just go ahead and tell the world who you are and what you do.
Well, I've been a professional model for over 30 years. I've been in the film business for over 25 years, and I've been making films for positive images about our culture. And I've been an activist, a filmmaker for quite some time. I'm an award-winning filmmaker, Hall of Famer, and I'm still trying to reach some more accolades.
That's amazing. Well, kudos to everything that you have done and everything that you have accomplished. Tell me, what was it that got you into the entertainment business?
Wow, growing up in the streets of Newark, I was looking for an avenue as a kid because moms didn't have enough money for me to go to college and stuff like that. And I ran into a few friends, and they was in the modeling industry, and the modeling industry taught me a whole lot about pictures, taking pictures, being in front of the camera, being behind the camera, and that propelled me to another level as far as filmmaking and being able to make films. So all that kind of like raised me, the images that I see and the films that I want to make and the positive images that I want to spread, you know.
Right, that's amazing. So basically, growing up, that wasn't something you was gonna do. It's just that you figured you needed to figure something out.
Yeah, believe it or not, I thought I was going to wind up being a professional football player or a professional boxer. That was one of my goals and one of my ambitious thoughts that I had. But filmmaking and modeling was something that I learned to love and become good at. And I think I did a pretty good job. I've been across the world, around the globe. I went to Antarctica last year on a professional modeling and filming job. So, I've been to the part of the end of the part, and now I'm here.
Black Link Magazine would like to thank its sponsors, Funny Charlie Mack, follow him on IG, Funny Charlie Mack, and Rampart Whiskey. Thank you guys for being a sponsor at the Juneteenth cover reveal in Newark, New Jersey. If you'd like to advertise with Black Link Magazine or be a sponsor, 346-213-8176. All right, you guys, we are back. Again, my name is Marva B, Black Link Magazine, and we have our special guest,
Shaheed, the filmmaker.
Shaheed, the filmmaker. So, continuing our interview, I want to go into the challenges as a black man being in this business and what you've seen in this business that you can share with others.
Well, it's a very hard business. You have to look at those who were before you and look what they've been through to make it work for you. And then you have to believe in yourself. But it's very difficult. If you can get past 1,001 rejections a day, then you possibly make it in this business. But it's everything you see is very hard. People work very hard. People work a long time to get in this business. Sometimes 18, 20 hours a day. It's a tough business, and you have to study what's before you. You really want to make it in this business. It's not easy by far, and for a black man, you have to do twice as much because it's just like that for us. It's getting harder and harder each day. People coming in the country, new people, different nationalities, and we're almost like a dying species when it comes to black men. So we have to work very hard, to be in this.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate that it's like that way, but that's the reality. People see the success, they see the glitz and the glamour and the end product, but they don't see what you go through. And so that brings me to the next question. You went to Antarctica, where it's the coldest place in this whole wide world. Let's talk about how you got connected for that trip and what the challenges were there.
Wow, amazing, amazing venue and amazing place to go in life. I mean, it's breathtaking. If you ever can imagine how Adam and Eve was in the beginning of Earth, that's how it looks in Antarctica. It's very, very cold, and I was very honored to be able to be one of the first black models to go to Antarctica and be working on a job with people of my craft. And it's just the challenges, how did I get picked, all this stuff is like, when they went through like 10,000 models or so to come up with my face somewhere down the line. And I got picked, and my agent called me up and told me what the job was about. And I was like, at the time, I was thinking about, I really didn't know too much about Antarctica. I really didn't even think. We were like, she's like, would you go to Antarctica? And I was like, sure. And she said, you will? And I was like, the way she said that, I'm like, what do you mean? Where am I going? So when I looked up it on a map, I found that it was at the bottom of the earth, the last place on the earth to go, the coldest place on the earth to go. And I said, what did I just get myself into? And what I got myself into was a trip of a lifetime. The wildlife, just to be able to go somewhere and be on a continent that you've never been, and that many people's never been before. Because if you know anything about Antarctica, you have to get approved by the government to go there. Just anybody just can't go there. You have to get approved by the government. And I got approved and went, made money, and I got back home, and now I'm here to be able to tell the story. But it was an amazing, amazing trip.
So you made it through the plunge. So when I say the plunge, you guys, I'm talking about is 60 degrees below, minus 60 degrees in Antarctica. He has to jump in the water that's even colder than that.
Right.
What was that like?
Oh man, that was like a prayer from God. Because when they first said, "Are you gonna make the plunge?" I was like, "Yeah," not knowing what the plunge was. And then when we got to the plunge, he was like, "Okay, get your clothes off, put your swimsuit on, and ready for you to dive in the water." And I was like, wait a minute, let me call my agent up. So I called my agent up, and they said, tell me what the price was for me taking that extra plunge. So I said, okay, I'm way out here, and there's no way I can get back home unless I get their approval or let's get me back. So I said, put it in the hands of God, and I took the plunge, and what it was like when I jumped in that water, in that snow, and I jumped down, I guess about, when you jump in the water, you go down. And at first I had my eyes closed, and when I opened up my eyes, I could see clear across the water. And then in Antarctica at one time wasn't always cold. It was like tropical. So you could see the pyramids that are buried under the water. So I could see all that just as clear as day. And when I came up, the photographers was there to capture my emotions and everything there, and I was able to get back to that ladder, which was, it all happened in a matter of like maybe 20 seconds.
Oh, really? That
Yeah,
was quick.
the flash was like 20 seconds, but when I got out, I felt like 15 years younger, because of the jubilation in my body and the freeze. And I don't know what it did. It just like gave me that jolt that was amazing. It was just amazing. And then they get, they like, when you take that plunge, well, the government gave me a certificate, the plunge, and that I made it to, and I made it through Antarctica, the whole thing.
Wow. That's amazing. Congratulations on that. I don't know too many people that are willing to go over there, I guess, but if the price is right, we might do it. So I want to talk about film in the film business because modeling is one thing, and now you're a filmmaker as well. What was the crossover, the transition from modeling? Is that a level up to filmmaking now, and how did you get into filmmaking?
Well, when you start off as a professional model, there's a thing that we call in the modeling business. It's called modeling. Modeling is silent acting. Because you're taking pictures and you're trying to sell the product or whatever endorsement that you're trying to sell without speaking. So we call it silent acting. So as I've been doing this throughout the years, I've worked with some of the best photographers in the world. And you learn so many things from them. And you learn things from your agency where they tell you how to make your portfolio tell the story from the beginning, the middle, and the end. And all that is like the movie business. Because when you look at movies, it tells a story from the beginning, the middle, and the end. And I took that along with once I made money in the modeling industry, I took a few courses in being a cinematographer and director and stuff like that. And then I went out to produce my own movie, uh, working with students from NYU, New York City College, stuff like that. Just learning the business, and that propelled me to go to the next level. That made my transition to another part of this industry, because as a model, we always looked at models as the beauty. At that time, models were beautiful, drop dead gorgeous. Now today, you got all different types of models. Regular looking people look like models. Back then, it wasn't that. So so I was taught, like, what's going to be your next move after the modeling business, because sooner or later your face is going to drop. You're going to get old. You're going to have to do other things. So I wanted to learn the business that controls the industry. So that's where the directing came in, to be able to make that transition and making movies and stuff like that. So I took that and I started making my first films, and then it went from making the first film to getting better and better and better, winning awards and stuff like that. And now I'm in the movie business, So now I'm looking maybe get Academy Award, maybe to get Best Picture or Blockbuster, something like that. But I love making pictures, being able to help the culture or maybe even help a cause or something. And you can do a lot of that by changing the mind thought of people by looking at your movies and your storytelling.
Well, I think you can do it. I think you'll get the Academy Awards and all those, because if you took the plunge and you survived the plunge,
Yeah, if you do that, you could do anything.
you can make it. Yeah. So just to wrap up this interview, what are you telling young people coming up behind you that want to be in this business, and the struggles, or just what is the best advice you're giving them?
Well, I'm gonna tell you like I got it. A long time ago, there was a guy, and I wanted to be in the business so bad, and he told me, he said, and I was waiting for him to drop this bomb on me, how I can be successful. And he said, look, the best thing you can do is work hard and make your prayers to God, because a lot of it is hard work and God's, prayers, a lot of that. So if you're going to be in this business, you have to work hard, study those that were before you, look up, read about them, see what they went through, and put your work into action. Because everybody got a different path. You can get there, but there are different paths and different struggles, and without the struggle, there's no success.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. What is it that you want people to know about Shaheed Shaheed? What do you want them to know when you're no longer here? What do you want them to say about you?
Well, I'm a passionate, hard worker. I'm a family man. I believe in God, and I love people. I love my people. I love my culture, and I love to be able to give them a positive image to propel us to the next level, because that's what we need. We need more of us taking us to heights that we never been.
Absolutely. That's amazing. So, just to end this, just a few fun questions for you, okay? And we're going to end for real, I promise. So, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you just tell me what your best response is, okay? So, do you prefer sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise,
Why is that?
because I get to thank God for another day.
I love that. Best answer I've had doing that. Do you prefer breakfast or dinner?
Dinner. Oh, because, well, dinner is the last part of the day, so, whenever you get the last part of the day, it is what it is.
And the last one, spring, summer, winter, or fall?
I love the winter.
Do you really?
Winter, yes, yes, because the winter is, you can wear your dress up in your nice, your winter outfit, your coat. It's nice and cool. It's less trouble. It's just something about that air. That air, just that you smell, that breathe in that air. And it's just something about that winter that is just, It just makes me feel good. You could snuggle up, hold your honey because it's cold. You just can snuggle all that. All that you get with the winter. So I love the winter. You know, I love working out and it just preserves you. It's just like putting you in the ice box where it's cold at, and you can come back and eat that meat later on.
Okay, okay, I love that logic. Well, again, Shaheed, I thank you so much for taking the time to do the interview with Black Link Magazine. We cannot wait to see you in our magazine. We appreciate it. How can people find you on social media sites when you are on social media?
Thank you. You can find me ShaheedShaheed, the filmmaker, on Instagram. You can find me ShaheedShaheed, the filmmaker, on Facebook, and you can email me at Kanai Production att.net. That's CANEI production with a S att.net.
Okay. All right, you guys, we're going to get out of here for now. And I just want to leave this with you. Remember, respect yourself, respect each other. God bless.